Sthmooo Man here with another JustBASIC tutorial. So, where I left off last time, we were looking at this welcome.bas program, and it gives you a bunch of stuff that you should do. So what we're going to do now is go here to the World of JustBASIC window and hit Tutorial and go to Week 1. Okay, and then we can close this page out and let's go ahead and click on what is JustBASIC, and this will tell you exactly what JustBASIC is, and it'll give you few of the things that come with it, like the Freeform J, which is a visual development tool for making GUIs and such. And then what we're going to want to go to next is an Introduction to BASIC. This is going to give you a little bit of information on some of the things you can do, what some of the commands are, but I feel the best way to teach you this is to just give you a hands-on example. So what you're going to want to do is go back to your JustBASIC window, hit File, Open, and let's open, this Calc 2. Let's open that. And this will show you a whole bunch of code that creates this program. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. Try not to get too lost. This is just to show you like a quick overview of what a finished program looks like. And all of these programs that are within that file, when you hit File, Open, are all editable, so you can change stuff in it and do all sorts of stuff. So now this is how you run a program once you've coded it. That's why we opened an already existing one, so I could show you how to run it. You just come up here to this little play button here and hit Run, and a new window will pop up with your program. This happens to be a calculator, so like if I typed in 7 times 5 and hit the equals button, it'll give me 35. Now let's start our own little project here, and we can either just go to File, New Basic Source File, or we can hit this new file right here. And the first thing we're going to want to learn how to do are set variables, because variables are very, very, very important. So in order to set a variable, you're going to type let, and then the name of your variable, so let's say sales equals, and then to a number, say 2. That's how you set a numeric variable. If you wanted to make sales a string, then you would have to type it like this: let sales $sign equal, and then your string value, the cat. Okay, so now you may be asking, okay, what are we going to do with variables? Well, what we're going to do with this variable here is we're going to make it display on the screen. How you make text and other things display to the screen, you use the print command. So if I said print sales, it will print the number 2. If I said print sales $sign, it will print the cat. So let's take a quick look at this. And as you can see, it prints 2 and it prints the cat to the screen. So that's the first little bit there with setting variables and then printing them to the screen. You may be asking, okay, well, what good does that do me? Well, when you're making things like calculators and things like that, you're going to want the information to print to the screen, like I showed you with that Calc 2. When I pressed the 2 button, it went to a print command that printed the number 2 onto a part of the screen. It gets really, really advanced from there. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with print. You can make it print to a specific coordinate. You can print whole big lines of text. You can make pretty little artworks, like I'm sure most of you have seen, where people take letters and they put them together in an arrangement to make a picture out of it. Um, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with this basic. Um, the next thing I want to show you is the input command. Input is how you get input from a user. So if I type input, what is your name, and then we set that to the variable name $, because it's a string. It's going to be a string. And then we say print your name is space name $. This should give us whatever we type in for our name. So let's run it real quick, make sure it works. Sthmooo man. Your name is Sthmooo man. So that's how we can get input from the user. So now what we're going to want to do is come up with something using these three commands. So let's say we have let age equal 17, and let's let birthday $, because it's going to be a string variable, equal October 24th. Almost forgot to put. Whenever you have a string, you're always going to want to put it in double quotes. That tells the computer that it is indeed a string. Okay, now we're going to want it to say print on birthday you will be age. Now that should print all of this. Let's see. On October 24th, you will be 17. Okay. See, so that worked. Now, let me go into a little bit more detail what everything I just typed is. We set our variable. We set a string variable, and our string variable is encased in double quotes. Now in the print command, you don't have to type out a new print command for every new thing you want to do. So as you can see, I printed out a static string, a variable, another static string, and then a variable. That is done by using the semicolon, that's what this is, to separate it, say, okay, that's that type of input. Now we have a new type, and a new type. And say we wanted to input, is this correct? Okay. And then we will set that as correct and make it a string. And that would bring up a question, is that correct? Okay. Now that we have that, let's set correct, or sorry, let correct equal yes. And now we will print correct. Now let's run this, and it says on October 24th you will be 17. Is this correct? Yes. And that's essentially how you can ask for user input, print it to the screen, and set variables. In the next tutorial we will go over a little bit more in-depth things such as if-then statements and some other cool things you can do with variables, and also a bit more structure on the actual programming itself, a way to kind of make it a little bit more manageable. So that's the next time. So thank you for watching. This has been Sthmooo Man.